The big data generated from the ship's IoT sensor is ultimately used for energy saving, safe operation, and schedule management, and the fleet planning function for fleet allocation, service planning, and chartering are used for the ship's operators' decision making. In addition, technical management functions for safe operation, condition monitoring system, and maintenance, environmental regulation, compliance, hull modification, and the functions for design optimization in new construction are provided for the ship owner's decision making. As such, it is a reality that various stakeholders in the value chain related to ships are interested in big data generated by ships. So actually, ship operator and ship owners, before slide, as I mentioned to you, by using the big data application, the final destination is to save some cost and reduce the time. Those functions will be required. Therefore, to support those kind of activity by using big data that we can achieve. In the future, platform provider who are the provider of onboard data collection equipment and the services will continuously build data from ship operators, ship owners, crew and ship management companies. The data constructed in this way are provided to the solution provider through the ship data center, which collect, store, analyze, and visualize the data. Solution providers will evolve into such a form of selling ship data to shipyard, ship equipment companies, weather information providers, insurance company, etc., who want to develop their business. Actually, before making this slide, I continuously investigated this Internet of Ships open platform. So actually, this is the Japan data. So before several years, there was no this kind of some idea. So there is only data gathering by using the ship server, and then it is transferred to the onshore servers by using satellite. That is all. And then now I found that there's some bias to purchase the data. So it is very some surprising and then very important meaning, because now we want to get some data of the vessels, depending on some solution user, ship owner, operator, ship manager, crew, shipyard, manufacturer, weather information service provider, insurance company also. To develop their business, they need the huge data, like big data. But nobody didn't give those data to some designated some party. But so as I mentioned to you, without having big data, which party cannot produce the new value added some services to the ship or some other parties. Therefore, recently, in this kind of concept, that is, there are some bias. What I mentioned to you, shipyard manufacturers, that is very important. Some new trend for this kind of some platform. How will the big data generated from the ship actually be used? IoT data, voice data, and the weather information generated by each equipment of the ship are stored in the data warehouse in the form of cloud. Visualized management information made of stored data is provided in dashboard form of ship operators and ship managers, or make performance analysis for long-term analysis or in-service performance model, or various information such as business intelligence form in real time. Until now, I mentioned to you what is the some e-navigation, and then how can you use those data, and then what is the concept of from ship to shore. So to give more detailed information, so how can we use those big data, and then those data eventually, how can we use? So for the matters, I will explain. In this slide, you find that at the dashboard, to give some your commercial and then your business information to operator and the ship manager. By using this dashboard, very easily they can make some related to their decision, how to deploy their vessel, and then how to make some or select which vessel should be repaired by using the big data. And then sometime commercial party, so how can you make some charter party or contract? So through this big data, we can make decision making. More specifically, if we look at the ship's big data analysis and the utilization situation, it provides us various information such as equipment condition, operation status, and expected ship arrival time in real time, so that the ship managers can perform safety management well. By doing so, it is possible to strengthening their safety and support the decision making necessary for more stable ship management. In this slide, you can find that depend on their major equipment, so you can easily, how can we check and monitor and control of the individuals, the vessels, some main engine condition or auxiliary engines condition. So depending on these data, we can easily judge, okay, the vessel's main engine or auxiliary engine or other equipment's condition is good or not. So in this slide, you can find that, oh, there is some bad condition or good condition, or when our vessel can arrive at the destination port. So to get those data through this slide, the vessel's manager and operator and ship owners, in real time, they can get data, and then eventually they'll make some the commercial information. The advantage of analyzing and utilizing big data as a business intelligence tool is rapid data visualization, and sales professional can be the best data analyst. For this, it is very important to standard the data name so that data can be used. In this slide, you can understand that normally some data will be made by the formation as the form of left side of some designated form. By using those data or format of sheet, nobody can judge or making some decision because it is very difficult. But by formatting like some dotted graph, you can find easily. There is a scattered dot are spread in the graph, and there are different vessels are indicating with the different colors of the graph. So some vessels manager or chartering manager or some relevant parties by using this dotted and then some covers of vessels, some situation. Those people can reach it some correct decision making. So when we deploy the vessel and then which vessel will have some significant differences between other vessels. So like that, the most important thing is in the big data usage is the visualize. So it is important to use some normal data sheet to visualize some correct eventual data is very important. As shown in this slide, the dashboard that can be created using business intelligence can easily implement a lot of raw data in the lower left corner in the simple form of statistics so that you can better understand the needs of sales professional and make a decision. It is also possible to further customize their requirement. So on the previous page, I mentioned to you, so with some certain format of data or statistics will be created, some visualized, some data, like dotted, some scattered data, or sometimes some curves depending on vessel. And then left side of the slide show you which vessel are trading with certain cargo. At the time, to compete other rival company, we should evaluate when or how to deploy our vessel to judge those kind of decision making. So sometimes the left side data can be converted to some bar graph or other some graph type. So by using this graph type, we can easily decide, what is the correct some timing to deploy our vessel, and then sometimes we can judge our rival company what kind of activity do they do. So therefore, to visualize or to convert some basic raw data is very important. Also, through a long-term ship analysis process, target ships can be picked up by visualizing the performance of ships whose performance is significantly low among many managed ships after last repair shipyard repair. In order to enhance the performance of the ship, it helps to perform the part of the work of clean the hull and propeller of the ship. Can you understand? So normally when we operate the vessel, so to meet the speed is very important. But abruptly, we found that some vessels didn't give some relevant speed, which has some their original speed to meet the commercial requirement. So at that time, normally there are some current or wave or wind in certain place. What is the correct reason not to meet this vessel's speed? At that time, by using the previous data of the vessel, and then we got a lot of data from the vessel's sensors using IoT, and then it was transferred to the ICT by using some Inmaset. So the shore side evaluate what is the problem, what is the reason. So to reach it, those kind of some decision making there are a lot of relevant the visualized data can be used. So eventually we pick up the target vessels by visualizing performance drop of the fleet vessel after last dry docking. So therefore, recently we meet those kind of speed, the requirement. We are applying the very expensive some coatings to the surface of the vessel. So because at that time we can easily remove some seaweed or marine growth attached to the vessel's surface. Therefore, we can meet some commercial requirement, but we need the very expensive operating expenditure. But depending on vessel's company, it is a kind of a decision. And then eventually we need when is the suitable time or suitable place to remove some relevant seaweed or marine growth. So to find those places is also very important by using this kind of the data. In addition, it is possible to easily track the map of the current ship performance properly, considering the given sea condition and the wind, wave affect through ship's performance curve. Normally, vessels operating, so the employment of the vessel as a new vessel, when we ordered the new vessel to the shipbuilding yard, at that time we will request designated the vessel speed to shipyard. Okay, this vessel, we need which speed. And then to get those kind of speed, we need some wind, wave, current data should be input during the shipbuilding. So normally we confirm those data during the sea trial after completion of the shipbuilding. So after that, the shipbuilder will give some relevant data to ship owner. We call it is a kind of performance curve. You can find those right side of slide. So through those some performance curve, we continuously check our vessel's performance is correct or not, or depending on viewport scale. What is viewport scale? Depending on some weather condition of the sea, so the wave is very the big at that time. Viewport is 3 or 4, 5. Normally viewport over viewport 5. Normally we know the more considered it is some terms and condition of between ship and the charterer. Like that, to judge those kind of deal or contract, it is very important to compare the vessel's performance curve. So we see that this performance curve, there is some different band of vessels actually performance by producing the main engine. So the performance curve compared performance vessels power, and then finally we got the speed after comparing. So our vessel's condition is good or not, or correct, and to give those data is also very important by using the big data. So far, we have looked at how to use big data generated from ships. From now on, let's look at the autonomous ships that are actually being built with the aim of in-service. As already mentioned above, the world's first autonomous ship is a zero-emission vessel powered by electricity using batteries. Norwegian fertilizer company Yara ships its product from its fertilizer production plant and carries out about 100 trucking every day to the export door, and eventually export fertilizer through the trucking about 40,000 times a year. This trucking process caused various problems such as emission of nitrogen oxide and carbon dioxide, generation of particulate matters, dust and noise from road driving. And eventually, to solve this problem, autonomous ship is being built. However, due to the recent COVID-19, the construction of the ship was temporarily suspended. Maybe you have some question. What is problem? Why do they suspend it? So I found that there is no reason at the moment, but now the Yara made a great attempt to build this kind of vessels, supposedly, in the world. The Yara has the very great some ambition, so even it is not some shipping company. Also, I have also suspicious question. Even though shipping company did not attempt to build those kind of the autonomous vessel, but the Yara tried those kind of the post-zero emission vessel with the base of autonomous type of the vessel. So I continuously monitored what is their milestone to deliver that Yara buckland. So they made the whole fertilized to export at the base factory. They made the whole production by labor. Continuously, they changed those process by using the AI and then robotics. So therefore, eventually, that the vessel from after production of the fertilizer, after that, to transfer those some fertilizer to load container, before loading that Yara buckland, those processes, and then to transfer to the vessel, who are perfectly automatic process by using the automatic process. And then that vessel will load from the factory to export to some port, Labik. You can find that the red line is some very limited trading route. So why do they do? Already I explained the Yara company, they decided not to give any some bad image. Normally we call it to cover, to meet the company's social responsibility. So to reduce noise, and then the nitrogen dioxide, carbon dioxide, or the destroy of the load by frequent trucking to the discharging port, the export port. So it is very important meaning. Why do they do that? I reviewed that Yara company so long times ago. They continuously how to give some company brand value or company social responsibility to the normal civilization. So with those kind of the big thing to eventually to build those kind of vessels. So through the ladder line, there are continuously monitored the three party. One is the Yara, one is the Kongsberg, and the other one is the Port State Control. Three party continuously 24 hours monitors these vessels operating. But through some final slide, due to the COVID-19, they suspended their construction. So actually that vessel was fabricated at the Romania shipyard. And then it was towing to the Norway to equip very high-tech some equipment that is a kind of the brain of AI for that Yara Birkeland. So maybe I think due to the COVID-19, as you know, the whole shipping company are suffering the very serious some commercial and economic problem. So as you know, the world seaborne trading is very low rate due to the COVID. Maybe they think that to invest the money is not suitable under some COVID-19 of all over the world. So we should continuously monitor what is the next some stage of that Yara Birkeland. The movement of related industry related to autonomous driving is also moving rapidly. Wilhelmsen, you know Wilhelmsen? Wilhelmsen is the very famous shipping company, a leading Norwegian shipping company. And Kongsberg, world-class ship automation equipment manufacturers, have established masterly the world's first autonomous shipping company. The purpose of this company is to provide the entire value chain of autonomous ships from design and development to control system, logistics service, and vessel operation. Anyway, post-move is expected to be the winner in this world. During some explanation of the IoT, already I mentioned to you. So to connect human to human, to connect human to things, or human to device, thing to thing, device to device, there are huge opportunity of the IoT industry. But who is the winner? Who is the loser? Already I mentioned to you. When I saw this newspaper through some specialized some magazine, I was so surprised. Two companies, after foundation of two company has the more than 150 years of history to continue their business in their own era. Wilhelmsen, so famous shipping company all over the world, and then Kongsberg, the automation equipment in Korea. As you know, the Korea shipbuilding industry is the world best. So when I visited the shipbuilding company, it is very difficult not to find some vessels not equipped Kongsberg equipment like that, so famous. So two companies tie up to become a winner and then to have a big share our future autonomous era. So I think it is very important meaning to us, but in case of Kongsberg, already they continued to get some big data, like as the e-navigation system of 250 vessels all over the world. It means that when we got some computers, there is no data, there is no more anything to get through the computer, even though a supercomputer. It means that we need the big data. So to accumulate big data for getting the correct decision making, there are so many time should be required. But in case of Kongsberg, already accumulated the big data. And then with the autonomous vessel of Yara Birkeland, they tried to accumulate more high-tech big data. So we should attend what is their some activity and their advanced thinking. I will show you some data. This video is a document that shows the concept of an autonomous ship that the Rolls-Royce thinks. So you saw just the previous some video. Already I tried to explain digital twin or any other things. So you find that some hologram. Hologram is the adoption of digital twin. So, and then you can find that there is some, the idea the captain will not stay in the vessel no more. That is very important meaning. So like that, the vessel in 2035, there will be first some commercial, the ocean going autonomous vessel will appear to us. Please think about it. It means that there will be no more crew member. So Korea also, our ASEAN company will dispatch and then will export a lot of some human resources as crew member. But unfortunately, there is no more need to employ crew member. I think it is a very important problem and important issue. And then, on the contrary, we should prepare what is the next stage to prepare those kind of time. Please think about. That is also very important message to deliver to you. And finally, this is we have the two slides. If so, some advanced company, they are doing what kind of activity to prepare autonomous ship development. Firstly, Rolls-Royce. Rolls-Royce also very famous some company. They are developing the autonomous ship with Google for developing cloud machine learning and then AI detection system. Google is also very famous, and then they are already developing not some autonomous vessel. They are continuously studied and then investigated autonomous car. So during some research and then studying, they accumulated the machine learning and then AI detecting system. By adopting those systems from the Rolls-Royce, they are a kind of a first mover to develop the autonomous ship. In case of Norway, already we mentioned that the Kongsberg and the Wilhelmsen, Yara Birkeland, Like that, Norway supported to develop autonomous ship development system. They tried to make world's first autonomous ship commissioning site construction. And then, as I mentioned to you, world's first autonomous ship, Yarra-Birkeland, already started. And then they established the Masterly as the world's first autonomous ship management company. In case of Japan, they, by some jointer, the development among the Japan government and then NIK, they tried to develop about 250 vessels which installed some equipment to develop autonomous ship. And then some shipyard, they also making some data gathering system. So in near future, Japan will show those system. But what is their purpose of the Japan? That is very simple. They want to share all of the share for the shipbuilding industry. They have one idea by supporting this kind of business to some relevant shipping company or shipbuilding company of Japan to 15% of the shipbuilding share of the world. Finally, China. They are under construction of the world's largest unmanned ship test site. So already I mentioned to you, Norway, they constructed, but now China declared that they want to make the world's largest unmanned ship test site. And then they started already to build autonomous ship of 500 tons container vessel, which is operating the route of coastal. And then they tried to make already vessel's name also, Jindoyun. So like that, including Rolls-Royce, Norway, Japan, China, they tried to develop, to become a post-penguin, post-mover. So we must prepare what is our future. This is my last slide. This gentleman is the Klaus Schwab, the founder of the World Economic Forum of Davos Forum. He mentioned that in the new world, it is not the big fish which eat the small fish. It's the fast fish which eat the slow fish. I frequently emphasized this word to whom receiving my the presentation of this kind of subject. Very important. Even our country is not so big country, but now living under the post-industrial revolution, fast fish, to become a fast fish is very important, not a big fish. Therefore, your country, your some industry also to become fast fish is possible. Please think about what is our present status to become is it possible to become a first mover, first penguin? But I emphasize it. You can do that. Please think about what is the fast track to become a fast fish. I want to become all of us. We should fast fish. Thank you for hearing my presentation. Have good luck. Thank you.